I want to kind of highlight something here. In November, we've been looking at highlighting one of our missions. And this month, we've been highlighting New Horizons for Children. And New Horizons for Children, we started supporting a number of years ago. And what New Horizons does is they go into countries, they go into orphanages, and they will set up kind of an orphanage sharing program where the kids from that orphanage in another country will come and stay with families in the United States as a way of sharing the gospel, sharing the love of Christ. And a number of years ago, we were blessed as a fellowship that we had a couple of families that actually participated in that. And so that's how we got connected with New Horizons. And they began their work in Ukraine. And of course, we all know what has happened there. And so we've kept kind of close contact with them. But I just wanted to share the message from the most recent mailing. And it says, Crossview Missional Church, there's a lot of debate going on now about whether or not the U.S. should send funding or support to Ukraine. Regardless of politics, the reality is that innocent children are being traumatized every day. Children are being traumatized in ways that will change the course of their well-being forever. Congress can debate all the pros and cons of funding or support, but we cannot stand by and let orphan children continue to be victimized over and over. We can help make a difference for these children. While NHFC continues to do our work in Kenya, Haiti, and other countries, we are also continuing our work in Ukraine. This week, President Zelensky ruled that any orphan child living within 50 kilometers of a Russian border or an attack zone must be moved to the west for their personal safety. Yesterday, the military was able to get another group of children out of the danger zone and put them on a train. We welcomed that train today with open arms and hearts, loaded with children on buses, and took them to two of the locations we support. While the children endured 25-hour train rides and separation from their homes and schools, they were also separated from air raids and enemy soldiers taking over their schools, seeing friends and neighbors killed, and being subjugated to horrific crimes. After the last child was safely placed in a warm, inviting shelter, the head of Children's Service said, "We did a good thing today. Yes, we'd like to be home with our families. Yes, we'd like to be in the line, would not like to be in the line of missiles and drones. But once again, we're reminded of just how important our work in Ukraine is. And it's not time for us to leave. God continues to use us today." Another group of children were rescued and brought to a warm, safe place with caregivers being trained in trauma-informed care, volunteers helping children learn how to claim or to calm and overcome trauma, and local churches surrounding them in God's love. And so we continue to support them, but please continue to pray for the ministry as they've, of course, probably had no anticipation when they began working in Ukraine what they would be one day facing. So Mark and Karen Kruger, who used to be part of our church, now live in South Carolina. My wife and I just spent a few days with them down in South Carolina. They were the first host family in our area, in our church, for New Horizons for Children. And they had a little guy by the name of Max. And some of you who've been with the church for a while remember Max. Well, Max is now 17. He was evacuated from Ukraine and sent to Poland to get out of the way of the fighting when it began. And once he turned 17, he's no longer under the care of the system. And so they have no contact or connection with him at all at this point. They're just hoping that someday the Lord brings them to a place where they would be able to see him again. But continue to pray for New Horizons and the work they're doing. Pray specifically for Max, who's was in an orphanage, evacuated to Poland, and now who knows what he is encountering at this point in his life. But pray for Mark and Karen as they hope to see him again someday, and for the ministry of New Horizons. It's just really important that we not only send a check to these missions each month, but we have an understanding of the important work that is going on. And so that is our missions focus this month. Please pray for New Horizons for Children.